What's up, guys? My name is Amanda, and you're tuned into another Rappler Live Jam. Today we have with us Angel. Angel or Angelito? How do you
You
want
can
to be?
call me Angel, but yeah, I go by the name Angelito as well on my music.
Right, we have an angel in our presence. Tonight, he's going to be performing a few songs for us, but before that, let's have a little chat. Hi, Angel. How are you doing?
So I'm doing good. I'm doing good. Medyo may audio my throat actually kind of hurts at the moment, but
Oh,
kaya yan. Hope
thank you
it's
for indulging us.
of course. How are you?
I'm okay. Like quarantine, I mean, we're still all under quarantine. How have you been doing under quarantine?
Well, to be honest, not lying. Well, honestly, nga, it's been quite tough. I mean, everything's drastically changed. Buti na lang na a lot of the things that I do is based online then. So it's not as a big change as, for example, for other people who are working, like your everyday lives count on going outside and going to other places. So buti na lang na medyo simple lang yung setup ko. But at the same time, it it's hard to be inside,
Yeah,
alam mo yun?
for
Like
sure.
even it struck me one point where I had to go to the guard to ask for a quarantine pass and ni-reject ako kasi parang hindi daw important yung gagawin ko. So sabi ko, oh my God,
Wow.
this like simpleng bagay lang, bawal na rin. Parang alam mo yun, this being
Yeah.
taken away from us. So, but so far, you have to find how to live and how to survive during this time talaga. So push, carry, go, G.
Ang daming ano. So what has been keeping you sane or like what's keeping you pushing this quarantine? If there's one thing.
Hmm. I suppose I guess the people around me. I live with I live with a host family because my family's in the UK.
Ooh.
So yeah, so it's pretty tough. Like I haven't been home in 3 years, and knowing the fact that it's even harder to go back home right now, you really have to have a good set of people around you. So I'm pretty grateful and blessed to have my adopted tita here and also my cousin who's been looking after me because I need a lot of looking after pala. This quarantine made me realize a lot of things that I did not know about myself. So, and I am a big baby pala. Well, ito na nga eh.
Aw.
May huge pillow ako dito.
Yeah. So your songs, you're doing three for us and on this show. Go, Mood, and Nocturnal. Can
Yeah,
you tell us about each of those songs?
sure. So, well, let's go in chronological order. So, Mood is the second single that I released under Angelito. So Angelito is kind of my name is Angel, but Angelito I like to see him as a production kasi I do all my I do all my instruments, I do all the producing and the mastering and pretty much the whole thing. Um so Angelito is that whole aspect of it. Angel is me, you know that I am a person. Angelito is the production. So Mood was was the second single that I released, and I remember writing that song in Makati. And I was in this balcony. I was at a friend's place, and I had a guitar there. I was staying there for a few days, and I noticed how my growing up. I realized how different I am. I'm not. No, I noticed how different I think when because I always analyze everything. I overthink a lot of things, and I realized to myself na parang I'm not the only one feeling that way, and I have to be more vocal about that. Kasi I notice how mental health here in the Philippines is not being it's not funded as much, or it's not even talked about as much, and there's stigma behind it.
True.
So in the UK kasi it's super common, like one in every single group of friends I had, someone had depression or someone has ADHD, somebody has anxiety, and I'm one of those people. So um, when here in the Philippines, I didn't shy away from that naman, but I wasn't very comfortable in talking about it because uh, I didn't know much about it myself, and I don't want to be educating other people, and I don't want to feel judged. And then when I wrote Mood, it was just a breaking point for me to be able to converse with people. It doesn't have to be um, a big deal, you know, because
Right.
all of us all of us has a mental health, and we all fluctuate within that mental health spectrum. So yeah, I wrote mood specifically about making it seem like it. No, not making it seem like, making it okay to talk about mental health, and making ourselves feel that it's okay to heal your mind and rest, which is the last few lines of the song, because
Mhm.
we often forget to give ourselves a break, you know.
Yeah.
Everything takes time. Everything, we all go in different, you know, we're all different, and we all handle different situations differently. And um, let me on like I work in fitness as well. So when you're breaking down, when you're trying to build muscle, you're always trying to rip your muscles apart. And some people have faster recoveries than others, right?
Yeah.
And so it's just the same. Like our bodies, talaga, we're all different, but we're all the same in a different way.
Yeah. Yeah.
So yeah, that's mood. Mental health. And then I wrote a song called Go, which is an 80s inspired uh, synth pop song. And I'm not sure if you know LaRue,
No.
or Carly Rae Jepsen is also one of my inspirations for that song.
Of
Carly
course.
Rae, yeah. And No Rome, actually No Rome is a great person for me to look up to, actually, because he has really great songs. But it's synth pop, and it's a motivational song. It's in the song title Go.
Yeah.
And I remember writing that song because I wanted to have a range of genres, range of styles in my under my name, because I don't like being put into one thing. But not even I don't like being put into one thing. I don't like sticking to one thing. But I
Yeah.
always so that's when I wrote my song Go. I just wanted that, and I wanted to prove to myself that Angel's just not a sad person. Because it's really, I'm not sure if it's easy for people to write a sad song, but it's easier for me to write a sad song because people like to get emotional. People like to yeah, I don't know. When you're writing a happy song, kasi it's difficult to. I don't like faking my emotions, and I'm not saying that I'm not a happy person. I'm a really happy person, but writing a song is like pag nag-edit ka, like it takes weeks, months, or even years just repeating that song again and again and again. And so you have to really commit yourself to a song. So when it's a happy song, it's really difficult because you have to really commit to be happy when you're
You have
writing
to
it.
sustain it.
Diba? You have to be authentic. I feel like as a musician, I have to feel authentic in the songs that I sing. Especially I have the freedom with the record label that I'm in with OC Records. They really offer that creative freedom within their artists. So why not make the most of it? Alam mo yun? No one is forcing me to write anything commercial. No one is forcing me to write anything otherwise, you know.
Yeah.
So yeah, that's Go.
And
um
Nocturne.
and Nocturnal, yes. Nocturnal. I that song was a sleeper for me. Parang before I release anything, I kind of just let it set in my back. I just let it set in the back. Parang, and then maybe one day I'll listen back to it and be like, okay, this aged well, or this did not age
Right.
well. So Nocturnal was one of those where I was like, oh my gosh, it's actually quite timeless, and it's it's something I always imagine my life in a movie or a music video. And
Mhm.
I if you notice, if anyone, well, if you guys will see my social media, a lot of my videos, a lot of it is um may naka-soundtrack siya, and I try my best to only use my songs because um nakakaput siya into perspective, because Nocturnal is such a it's like a lullaby. And uh often it's in the name again, nocturnal, so nighttime and not being able to sleep, or you're just awake at night for whatever reason. You have all these thoughts in your head and you can't seem to let go of it. I don't know, alam mo yung pag 3 a.m. in the morning, it's just like, why do I
Yun
think like
talaga.
this?
Yeah,
Bakit
doon
ibang
sila
tao?
pumapasok.
Mm-mm. So I honestly, like, I wrote that song to explain to myself. Really, most of my songs is a conversation for myself. And parang, why am I still awake? And what am I thinking about? And Nocturnal was kind of like, it's kind of like a love song.
Yeah.
Um, I'm not really dedicating it to anyone. But yeah, it's a bittersweet love song. I'm trying to remember the lyrics. I just I mean, it's in the first line. I just wanted you to love me. I mean, there you go. Parang we all want to be loved. There is that desperation to be loved. And I mean, Angelito, I don't want to shy away from love songs kasi at the first when I started writing songs, sabi ko, I don't want to write love songs. I don't want to be a generic but sabi ko, we all love no matter how or who,
Yeah.
we all seem to love a person or a thing. You know what I mean? So sabi ko, I'm not gonna shy away from it. I'm gonna be super honest in this song and show that vulnerability na people often see me as like parang pasaway or whatever. But I actually really care a lot. Like um th- I honestly do care too much for my liking. So that song basically explains that pag sa gabi na. So daytime people see you for who you think for who they see. And then in the nighttime, it's just all me and my vulnerabilities and all the what ifs, what nots. Yeah. Hmm.
So it seems like, you mentioned also yourself, like your thoughts really, they go racing.
Yeah.
Um, you have a lot of them. How do you find like the stillness to really land on a song? Because I can imagine,
Yeah.
a song needs that kind of focus also.
Yeah. Absolutely. Stillness is a word that I'm still learning. I grew up in a Christian family, Christian background. But as you can see as well, na a lot of things around me aren't very I guess, the standard Christian ways, I suppose. But a lot of my stillness comes from my faith still, and I think that's one thing I haven't shied away from, but definitely something I haven't been active in. So my church, for example, because I grew up in a church back in the UK, but I haven't really found a church here in the Philippines where I found that same relationship with my faith, like in the UK. But I noticed na a lot of it is just with myself actually, and a lot of it is my relationship with me and the higher being. So I find a lot of peace and stillness in that. And um, my mantra has always been to treat others as you'd like to be treated. And that's one of the golden commandments, I guess. And yeah, I try my best to remind myself and ground myself na I am just a little pea in a pod. Um, when it comes to writing songs, I I put that faith in my music. I put all that faith that I have in my music. I'm not saying it's the best music out there, but it's definitely the music. It's definitely the most faithful I've ever been to anything in my life, and that has been my love for music.
I'm running out of words to say. I'm running low on energy. I need a love, been needing some. Get on with me, let's have some fun. Adrenaline, I'm lacking you got the cure, give this a run. Go, keep on going. I like myself today. Puppy love got me popping like compliments. Go, keep on going. Feeling like an optimist. Keep it up, live it up, I feel a bump on me. Ooh, I found the ray of hope on your pretty face. Ay, ay, ay. I feel the synergy in our embrace. I need a love, be needing some. Get on with me, let's have some fun. Adrenaline, I'm lacking numb. You got the cure, give this a rum. Go, keep on going. I like myself today. Puppy love, got me popping like compliments. Go, keep on going. Feeling like an optimist. Keep it up, live it up, I feel a pump on me. Ooh. Go, keep on going. Hey, I like myself today. Puppy love, got me popping like compliments. Go, keep on going. Feeling like an optimist. Keep it up, live it up, I feel your pump on me. Ooh.
So you grew up in the UK
Yes po.
and you haven't, when did you come to Manila or the Philippines?
I moved here 3 years ago, 2017, October. So magti 3 years na yan ako dito. Yeah, yeah.
Why did you move back? Just curious.
I moved back to the Philippines because first of all I'm a college dropout there. So when I left college, it was my heart, alam mo naman, y your body really responds to what when you're doing something right and when you're doing not right, something not right for you. So I noticed how the course that I was doing and the college that I was in and the environment that I was in, it I was not part of it. It's not where my heart belongs. So sabi ko, I need to do something that really makes my heart sing and literally sing. So I was like, okay, why don't we go somewhere on the other side of the world and start a career in music? I mean, music has always been a part of my life, but so many great musicians here in the Philippines. Bakit pa ako makikipag-compete? But at the end of the day, I feel like this is my home as well. So I wanted to know more about my culture.
Right. So you said music has always been a part of your life. When did you start? Do you remember how old you were when you started getting into music?
Yeah, so my parents, who were both musicians here in the Philippines before they moved to the UK, I grew up with them. So they used to sing in like mga bars and lounge and hotels. Like, my parents both did like lounge and jazz and ballads in ano nila style. And then from a very early age talaga, musically inclined na ako. But mahiyain ako. Until I was 13, 14 nasa UK ako, I I got myself into a bit of trouble at a young age. Not trouble naman na I got I was put into trouble by somebody and it got me into a place it put me into a place like a rehabilitation center basically.
Oh,
Yeah, so at that point, I had a great mentor, and my mentor was a musician as well. And because the rehabilitation center doesn't necessarily mean you did drugs or you did alcohol. It's just a place for healing. Kasi, di ba, after a motorbike accident, you go to a rehab center kasi you have to fix your motor or whatever. But yeah, so oh my gosh, sorry. Oh yeah, when I was 13, I got into a rehab center where they had music facilities there.
oh,
They had like a small like recording area, not really a studio, but a recording area, and then that's how I started writing songs.
wow. Do you remember the first song that you wrote?
Yes. Alam mo, I'm super, as you can tell, very madaldal ako kasi I have so many things in my head, so many words. I'm a man of many words, as some would like to say. But minsan puro ano na lang, tatak lang. Tatatatata. Nothing comes out. Walang mawalang. Yeah, anyway, so my first song that I wrote was called Young and the Courage. So ever since then, that's kind of put a tone into all my songs and
Mm.
making sure that whatever I sing, it has a message behind it.
Wow. Young and the Courage.
Yes, Young and
Would
the
you
Courage.
ever, who has heard that song? I mean, usually mga first song hindi naririnig ng mga tao.
Yes, no one should hear it ever. No, it's on YouTube actually, but
Oh,
I
cool.
don't know if it's on private or public. But it's yeah, I play the keyboard kasi and my keyboard there was super rusty pa. So it's super off. And tapos may kulangot pa yata ako sa video. Sabi ko, oh my God, I'm gonna live with this video for the rest of my life. May kulangot talaga. Anyways,
Internet never forgets pa naman.
that, so naka-private ata. It's just to be, yeah.
So when did you use, you mentioned, so from there, when you wrote your first song at 13 at that rehab facility, 13, right? You were 13. Yeah. When did you decide na, okay, I want to go to the Philippines and do music?
Okay, so I'm not a very academic person, first and foremost. So I'm a very vocational person, practical and magaling I'd like to say na I'm very impulsive. So if I don't get what I want it harder. So um when I dropped out of college and I noticed how I'm failing at all my written things. I love writing, but I can't write in a way they want me to, especially in English. Super maarte sila sa ano grammar, right? And for sure, I know there are Filipinos here who are better at English than I am, even though I've lived there for so long. Because yung English ko medyo blah, 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 blah. So I noticed now the way I talk. I have my own language. I have my own rhythm. I have my own tempo in the way I am. I'm not sure if there's something, if there's like a crack in my head or something. No, but I do. I notice how the way I write is not gonna work for the world. I'm not gonna be able to work in corporate as much as I try. My brain just is too creative to be following rules. Like, nakakainis nga kasi I just wish I can be normal. I wish I could just be just sane or something.
That's
Uh, but
boring.
it's a double-edged sword. So I was like, okay, I have to take use of this, whatever I have, even though I might not feel like it's for the real world. I have to use what I have and make the most of it. So sabi ko, if I can write like this, then I can write a song. I can write poems. I can write a story.
Like when, at what point did you
Mm.
feel like you could actually make a career out
Oh.
of music?
Okay, sige. I'll set the setting. I'll make this short and concise. So, when I was about to drop out of college, when I was about to drop out of college, I was in my room. It was all dark, and I had my fairy lights. I always have fairy lights on, and I had all these tracks that I've been writing throughout my whole time in college and university. And sabi ko, how do I upload this on Spotify? Sabi ko. And then during that time kasi it's different now to what it was like 3 years ago. Ang bilis ng music evolution on digital. Sabi ko, okay, research. So I was researching for a few hours and then I noticed, oh my gosh, medyo easy lang pala. Then I had to learn about how to copyright my songs. And when you're really into something like music for me, and I'm pretty not tech savvy, but I can work my way around the computer and technology and all these equipments. I really put my heart and mind into it, and then 1 month later, I was able to upload my first parang album, like independent album. So it was that it might not be that easy for other people, but for me it was easy in a way because that was what my heart and what my mind wanted.
Right.
And when I worked for it, I got it. And then I realized at that moment, oh my gosh, even though I might have one streamer per month, I'm able to release music and produce music. And, it encouraged me. Like, we all started somewhere. Like, from what I was 3 years ago to what I am now, I have I have like a few more hundred listeners listening to my story, listening to my song. So sabi ko, I can't go back. Alam mo yun, as much as I wanna uh go and do maybe live a more stable life. hindi talaga ano, parang it's so addicting, like trying to work hard. I'm already in music and I can't go back. As much as I want to be like, okay, let's get a stable job. No, 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 no. Let's just continue doing music because you're getting somewhere, but we don't know when or we don't know how, but we just have to keep on believing. So
Yeah, 'cause you're already there.
I have fallen for the last time. I have nowhere to go. Remember how it feels to be alive. No, I don't think so. I've seen the sunset through the rear view, and now the sunset is before me. There's a change in the climate, and boy, does it look breezy. I'm in the mood to run under, over the underground, spin myself around and round until my feet don't touch the ground. I'm in the mood to roly-poly on the kitchen floor because I know I'm not a bore. I'm in the mood to run under, over the underground, spin myself around and round until my feet don't touch the ground. I'm in the mood to roly-poly on the kitchen floor because I know I'm not a bore. Time flies, clock strikes 12. Working on my health. B1, B6, be well. My orange citadel. I'm in the mood to tell you how I do. I see a lot of fake shit on the news. Your love team's fake dreams and your crew. I won't judge, so I'll pray for you. I'm in the mood to run under, over the underground, spin myself around and round. I'm in the mood to roly-poly on the kitchen floor because I know I'm not a boy. You'll see me dancing. I'm in the mood to run under, over the underground, spin myself around and round until my feet don't touch the ground. I'm in the mood to roly-poly on the kitchen floor because I know I'm not a boy. I'm in the mood to tell you how I do. Take a deep breath and hum a little tune. It goes like this: dum dum doo doo doo, dum doo doo doo, dum 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 doo doo doo. I'm in the mood to tell you how it is. It's alright when you're feeling like this. Take your time to heal your mind and rest. Heal your mind and rest.
And I see the pride flag right behind
yes,
you.
happy
How are,
Pride.
yeah, how have you been celebrating Pride Month?
Celebrating Pride. Okay. So I first started attending Pride back in Bristol in the UK when I think I was 17 or 16. I was still pretty shy. Imagine, I guess for me before, I wasn't really into Pride. I'm in for equality, but I'm not really into the marches. I'm not really into the demonstrating and whatever. But recently lang, well, the past few years, I've been super active in Pride, and I've noticed we have to change our perception of what Pride is. Pride is not just showing off and all these. Alam mo yun, kasi for me, I know what people think Pride is. People think na naguhubad sa ano, may rainbows and parades and minsan may mga naguhubad talaga like super like, and that's fine. That's fine. But Pride to me is all about yourself actually. It's about not taking pride in the community, but because before you take pride in your community, you have to take pride in who you are and who yourself, right? So um today this month it has been pretty tough on me kasi ayun nga I noticed a lot of flaws that I possess and that had really overcome me. So sabi ko, okay, it's Pride Month and I have to start taking pride in who I am and in all my flaws. Because it's more than just a rainbow behind me. It's literally everybody. It's for everybody. It's not about, yes, it's primarily for the LGBTQIA plus community, but it's all about you taking pride in yourself. Because once you take pride in yourself, then you can shine within your community. You do your own thing, you know. So
Mm.
yeah, I've been celebrating by accepting who I am because we often forget, like alam mo, like I don't know if it's just me, but we forget sometimes how lucky we are, how grateful we are, but sometimes how how much of a can I swear? No.
Yes.
How much
Um,
how we often forget how much of an asshole we can be. And
right.
that's okay because we're not perfect, right? So I started taking pride in that. I'm not gonna be always goody two shoes. That I have a rebellious side to me, but I also have a very kind-hearted side to me. So ayun, that's how I celebrated Pride Month by taking pride in who I am.
Embracing yourself.
Exactly.
So at this point, I think the people who are tuned in will want to hear your songs. So before we head into it, is there anything you want to say? Any future plans, maybe? Where can people find you online?
Okay, sure. So my message, message talaga wala naman nag-ask ng message.
I
No.
asked.
So, um, I don't know. Be honest to yourself a lot during these times. And try not to let your emotions overcome you talaga and make irrational decisions. Um, sometimes it takes longer. I noticed growing up, sometimes I can go from angry to happy real quickly. But nowadays, growing up, I'm realizing that some problems cannot be fixed right away. It might take a day, it might take a week, it might even take your whole life. Alam mo yun? So slowly but surely I want to be part of that journey with other people na accepting that things take time talaga even this pandemic. So for now we just have to learn how to survive and we got this rock and roll.
Yeah.
And yeah, so everyone can follow me on Angelito, on Spotify, Angelito, iTunes as well, and all digital music digital streaming sites. And find me on social media, angelito.ice on Twitter and Facebook and Instagram. Yeah.
Yay, thank you so much for chatting with us and for performing for us. Yeah, thank you everyone for tuning in. If you like what you hear, let Angelito know. He just mentioned his social media account, so you can get in touch with him there or sound off in the comments. Thank you,
Thank you.
Angelito.
Thank you so much, Amanda.
Thanks, everyone. Enjoy the show.
I just wanted you to love me. I just need you to give me some space. Though it seems like I'm cold and I'm making you freeze like a lolly, I'll make sure I'll make you melt away one day. I just wanted you to hug me when I can barely feel myself. With your body already on me, guarantee I can make you feel